Hello, dear children. I am going to the next video now, video 20. But in video 19, I had given you one problem. Select the set of numbers. I hope you have got it. See, we can give another example today. 3, 4, 6 and 8, 6, 12. You please, you should see that video 19. I think you might have seen by now. And 3, 4, 6 and 8, 6, 12. They may, you need not take in order. You need not take in order. Just see the numbers whether they are related. Any numbers. For example, see 3, 4, 6 and 8, 6, 12 means 4 2s are 8. Okay. 3 2s are 6. I have written here. 4 2s are 8. 3 2s are 6. And 6 2s are 12. So 6, 8, 12. These numbers are there in the third one. And in the first one, 3, 4, 6. See, that is another relationship. Another set of similar triangles. Whose sides can be 3 and 6, 4 and 8 and 6 and 12. Their ratios will be equal only. So like this I told you. And in the last one you see, I think a print mistake might be there. See, in the fifth one I have given there 2, 4 and a half, and third one 1 and a half you should take it as 1 and a half. So if you have in that video, you will be seeing that third one should be taken as 1 and a half. So that one and the fourth one, see, they are again similar triangles. But of course, you need not see the order I just now told you. There will be a relation between these numbers 3, 4, 9 and 2, 4 and a half, 1 and a half. What is that relationship? They are all halves. See here, 4 and 2. In the last fifth one, 4 and 2 means what? 2 is half of 4, or 4 is 2 times of twice of 2. Then 3 and 1 and a half. 3 and 1 and a half, you see, they are also, if 3 is full there, this 1 and a half is half of it. How 4 and 2 were there, just like that 3 and 1 and a half will be, they are related, half there. 9 and 4 and a half, that is also true. If 9 is there, then 4 and a half will be half of 9. So the relationship, there is a relation between the numbers given here and here. Forget about the order. Okay. So this was 2 more I have given here. 2 more relation, 2 more sets of similar triangles. Okay, children. So I hope you have understood. Now, next we will come to the exercise 2.2 only, but I am not going to do all the sums. Okay. But even then, no. I wanted to go to the next one, but in solution book, if you go through them, all the sums in that book, it is very, very clearly written, given, and I think surely you will follow. But still, what I am thinking of doing is, see, it is just like this 4th, 5th and 6th, they are all nearly same only. You have to, anyway, you have to write and practice the sum or try the sum. Now 7th one, you see, using theorem 2.1, it's a problem as it's a problem given here, but actually you have done this in 9th standard, and now this year you are going to prove it according to the similarity of triangles. You are going to use the Thales theorem and solve it. Last year you had taken the help of congruency of triangles. So by taking the similarity, how do we prove? It's very clearly given by using Thales theorem, and if you want, I can just tell you. See, prove that a line, I'll just explain. Prove that a line, what they have given, prove that a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle. I am talking about the 7th sum. Prove that the line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle, okay, through the midpoint of one side of a triangle, parallel to another side. So parallel to another side means like this. To another side means this DE is drawn parallel to BC. And then what is the last thing what they are asking? Parallel to another side bisects the third side. So we have to prove that AE is equal to EC. So this was a thing which was taught in 9th standard. I don't know whether you have learnt it or whether you remember it. So this was a theorem actually. We were teaching this as a theorem to the previous students. And now we are in 10th standard. We are they have given here to solve the same thing by using similarity of triangles. Okay, see now what they have given here. What is given in this problem is D is the, I am just writing roughly, and just this D is the midpoint of AB they have given. Okay, and DE is parallel to BC also is given to us. And what are we going to prove in this? We are going to prove that E is the midpoint of AC. E is the, because bisects means what? Bisects means AE will be, should be equal to EC. So E is the midpoint. We have to prove it. That is AE is equal to EC. We have to prove that. Okay, now in this case what happens is, now see, since D is the midpoint, AD by BD, if I take AD by BD, and since DE is parallel to BC, you see now, DE is parallel to BC is given to us. So if DE is parallel to BC, what will happen? AD by BD will be equal to AE by EC. I am just explaining this. It is given very nicely in the solution book. You have to see the solution book and write down in your fair book. I have told you yesterday the homework. Do the exercise 2.2. I had told you to do it in the classwork book. So when you do, by looking at the solution book, you will get all the steps there. But I am just explaining here, that's all. If you don't follow it, this is the explanation, that's all. That may be better also, can't say. The solution you may understand very clearly, I know that. But even then, there will be some who will not understand. We have to think about others also. Now see, if AD by BD, it will be equal to AE by EC. Why? Because DE is given to us as parallel. DE is parallel to BC they have given us. And D is the midpoint of AB they have given. So if D is the midpoint of AB, AD will be equal to BD. So these two, no, I can write AD and BD. What happens? It is equal to, both of them are equal means I can cancel like this. AD by BD means BD I can write AD only. You should take it in mind like that. Both of them are equal. So since they are equal, I can write 1. Why? AD by AD only if I write, it both of them will cancel and you get 1 there. Now 1 is equal to AE by EC. So instead of AD by BD, because both of them are equal, it is equal to 1 I will write. And now what you get? You will get here AE, see you take it now here, this one, EC that side. So AE is equal to EC, you will get. So by very simple 2 steps you will get the answer here. So AE is equal to EC. So what does it mean? If AE is equal to EC, we have got that. That means what is the meaning? E is the midpoint of AC. E is the midpoint of AC. Or DE bisects, the meaning is, even this you can say, DE bisects AC. Finish, the problem is over. Okay. So in the similarly, even 8th one, 9th and 10th, they are very important. 9th and 10th are important. So I know I have told you 2 ratios can be, you can take the reciprocals there. You have to practice. And taking the reciprocal means what? AO by BO means you can take BO by AO. Just ulta. You make it ulta. You are taking the reciprocal means that is the meaning. Okay, children? So you try to do all these sums I told you. Looking at the book of solution, if you want, you can take it. Now 9th one, you see, I just want to, 9th one, ABCD is a trapezium. ABCD is a trapezium. So if it is a trapezium, then what is the meaning? Let's see. In which AB is parallel to DC. Now I always tell you, keep the textbook before you when you see the video lessons. So AB is parallel to DC. Trapezium they have given in the 9th sum, and its diagonals intersect each other at the point O. So diagonals are intersecting at O. And show that. So show that means what? This is to, we have to show now. Show that AO by BO AO by BO is equal to CO by DO. Very quite an important sum, 9th and 10th. In 10th one you may have to understand a little in a very better condition. Okay, now 9th one, you have to prove that AO by BO is equal to CO by DO. For this, you have to write the what is given. You have to write given what is given to us. ABCD is a trapezium. So ABCD is a trapezium. They have given us. Therefore, what is the meaning there? ABCD is a trapezium means AB will be parallel to DC. That is the meaning. And AC and BD are intersecting at O. It is given everything in solution book, and you have to see there. That's all. And then to prove, so to prove or to show is same. AO by BO is equal to CO by DO. Now you need a construction for this. For this problem you need a construction. Are you seeing? Construction you need, and that is you have to draw a line like this parallel to. So you have to draw a line parallel. EO you have to draw from O such that it is parallel to AB, and AB is already parallel to DC. Therefore EO will be parallel to DC also. So what happens is when you draw EO parallel to AB, it will be parallel to DC also, because AB is parallel to DC, we know beforehand. So EO is parallel. So draw, that is the construction. Draw EO parallel to AB, but that is parallel to DC. So all these three will be parallel to each other. Now comes our proof. See, nothing but Thales theorem it is. Thales theorem in triangle ADC. In triangle ADC, EO is parallel to, in triangle, I am just writing roughly. In triangle ADC, EO is parallel to DC. Now we know in one side, if for one side if a line is drawn parallel, then it divides the other two sides in the same ratio. You know that. So I will write here, therefore AE by ED is equal to AO by OC. AO by OC. I am applying Thales theorem to triangle ADC. So ADC I have applied, therefore what you get, AE by ED equal to AO by CO or OC. I think I can write anything. So this is one, and I will write here by BPT. I hope you know what is BPT, a basic proportionality theorem. It is already little more time, so I will continue it in the next video. I will continue it.